Hey there YouTube, Ruckman with Crew3 here for our top 10 cards from Strixhaven for the Pioneer format. Of course, if you'd like to hear the debate that led to this final list, there will be an exclusive podcast episode on our Patreon next week with audio from that discussion. So, let's get started with our personal honorable mentions. Chris's honorable mention is Galazeth Prismari, Ricky's honorable mention is Valentin, Dean of the Vein, and my honorable mention is Deadly Brew. Number 10, Sedgemoor Witch. We start with the card certainly to keep an eye on. Young Peasy's bigger sister certainly brings a lot to the table. 3 CMC keeps her out of unrevolted push range, and Ward makes her if your opponents can kill her with spot removal. Menace lets her get into combat a little easier, and of course, her 1/1s gain life when they die. The only thing she currently has going against her is that she requires a non-companion Luris shell. Rest assured though, this card is too sweet to not find a home somewhere in a removal heavy Golgari or Sultai shell, or as a game under control mirrors, if not elsewhere. Number 9, Silverquill Silencer. Hello, Orza of Humans! This 3-2 for 2 slots right into various versions of tribal lists that find occasional success in Pioneer. Silencer is going to give these decks a little more reach in removal-heavy matchups, allowing you to name common removal spells like Fatal Push or Wild Slash, forcing your opponents to aim these premium removal spells at this eloquent nuisance, or continuously let damage and cards pile up, on top of the normal aggressive shells. I think Silencer also inches us closer to a competitive Death and Taxes deck in Pioneer, making an excellent follow-up to a Thoughtseize or Kitesail Freebooter to give us near-perfect information about our opponent's hand. Oh, and before I move on, let me share early condolences to the mono green players sitting across the table from a Silencer naming Burning Tree Emissary. Number 8, Professor Onyx. Where to begin with the only Planeswalker on our list? Well, I'd say 6 starting loyalty for 6 mana is a pretty good start. How about the Magecraft ability to drain an opponent for 2? Not doing it for you? What if I also added a card advantage that fills the yard, an edict that makes an opponent sack their largest creature, and an ultimate that most likely will win the game? Oh yeah, Professor Onyx is just the full package. I definitely expect to see her in control lists closing out games in no time, or even potentially popping up as a combo piece in emerging ultimatum shells. Number 7, Blade Historian. Need I say anything other than Angrath's Marauders 5-6 and Naya Winota shells? So long, Kenrith and some of the other questionable humans the deck occasionally plays. Now we have a few more hits to just end the game in a single combat. Number 6, Elite Spellbinder. If you're a member of our Discord or frequent watcher of our streams, you know that Collected Company is probably one of, if not my favorite card in Pioneer. So it should come as no surprise that a card like this makes it so highly up the list. It can be hit off Coco, its mana cost makes it easily played off a turn 1 elf, it also has 2 very relevant creature types. Of course, all that doesn't even include the ability that has people calling it the White Vendilion Click. It's no secret that Pioneer games can end quickly, with a lot of game-clinching spells costing 4 or 5 mana. Making those spells cost 6 or 7 mana can really throw a wrench in our opponent's plans, even if it means just slowing down a Wrath or Bring to Light for a single turn, letting us close out the game instead. Let's also not forget that potential Death and Taxes list I brought up earlier. Number 5, Body of Research. Oh, Body of Research, Pioneer's newest combo deck waiting to happen. And while yes, it's a combo in the lightest sense, it's a combo nonetheless. The main plan is to cast this to make a 30-something creature or larger with a Simic Ascendancy in play to put that many counters the Ascendancy. This means your opponent has to answer the massive token and the Ascendancy by your next turn or risk losing the game. Of course, there are other options, including Tear to the Peaks and Fling effects as well, so get out there and start looking for the best way to put your research to good use. Number 4, Callous Blood Mage. Don't think humans is the only Pioneer tribe getting some fun new tech, because this vampire will put in work. With 3 relevant modes, I have no doubt it's going to find a home. The immediate option is of course in mono black vampires, where it can replace some copies of Dusk Legion Zealots since they share the same ability, and gives the deck some added mass graveyard hate. On the other hand, I think you can also find a home in a deck like Gen Sack where it can make use of having 2 bodies with 1 card. Whether it ends up in either of those decks or in something new, Callous Blood Mage has 3 very relevant abilities that guarantees that it'll end up somewhere. Number 3, Prismari Command. You know what's better than picking 1 mode out of 3? How about picking 2 modes out of 4? While the rest of the command cycle seems pretty solid for Pioneer, Prismari Command is the clear winner in our books. It's removal, card filtering, a pseudo ramp spell, and artifact removal. With Phoenix on the rise, it wouldn't surprise us to see a few copies kicking around that 75, if not finding a home in other blue-red based tempo strategies. Number 2, Clever Lumimancer. Watch out, Swiftspear, you have some new competition for Pioneer's most aggressive 1-drop. But we all know they're going to play best together. When it comes to Lumimancer, I don't think it's a question of if it'll find a home, but which home will be better between Luris Burn or Boros Feather. Number 1, Vanishing Verse. Nissa Who Shakes the World, Vorinclex, Old Growth Troll, Steel Leaf Champion, Ronus the Indomitable, the Mono Black Aggro 1-drops, Arc-like Phoenix, most of the creatures in Luris Burn, most of the creatures in Orzhov Auras, Angrath's Marauders, Young Pyromancer, Dreadhorde Arcanist, Indestructible Soul Flares, Shark Typhoon, and its tokens, the list of things Vanishing Verse exiles just goes on and on, which is why Nivtalite's newest toy is Crew3's #1 pick for Pioneer from Strixhaven. As always, this has been Rumpkin with Crew3. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to keep up with all of our content. And don't worry, the weekly deck techs will return at the beginning of May. For more Pioneer content, you can find Crew3 A Pioneer Podcast on all major podcasting platforms, or you can join us over on twitch.tv/Crew3MTG, where I stream several nights a week. If you'd like to see your name added to this wonderful list at the end of all of our videos, head on over to patreon.com/Crew3MTG to support the podcast and this channel. Talk to y'all later. Bye!